Hello, 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 Virginia's virtual viewers and Wings of Wisdom listening audience. I am so excited to be featuring Mr. Kyle Onwukwe on
Hey,
today's episode.
hey, Virginia, how you doing? Hello to all the viewers as well.
Yes, I want you to give Virginia's virtual viewers a brief backdrop of your bio, and then we're going to dive deep on your area of expertise.
Okay. Well, Virginia, again, thank you for having me. I love the name, by the way, Wings of Windsor. That's a very cool name, and I think it speaks to a lot to how you incorporate God into this conversation. So, you just actually had a beautiful little prayer to start, and I just wanted to share a little bit about me. So, my name is Kyle Onwukwe. I come from a parent, excuse me, come from two parents, Nigerian parents of descent. Actually was born in Silver Spring, Maryland, but lived most of my life in North Carolina. I have a background in health, actually was in the military and then a Navy corpsman for about 4 years where I learned health technology, medical assisting, phlebotomy, the whole nines. Pretty much they had me do everything health, whatever they needed, I was doing, and I was pretty much helping Marines get ready to go abroad, prepare them for that. So that was a space that encouraged me. I actually have a father who's a doctor as well, so I had already the saint love for helping people and serving people, and I just hadn't found out how I could do that the way that I felt was right. So after some time, I actually got the pleasure of going to the UK, United Kingdom, went to go study public health and business, and afterwards came back and jumped into learning and sharing about insurance. And the reason why is you realize that in America, um, health is wealth, and wealth is health a lot of the times, and they're having a free healthcare system. Well, free as far as you don't pay monthly rates, right? It's still cost effective, still comes out of taxes, but um, it's different to way it gets think of from a large NHS program that's being set up. So when I came here to America, I wanted to dive in and understand what are some ways to improve somebody's health here in the States and to utilize it through the understanding of how powerhouses think of money, whether the banks or as well as pharmaceuticals, as well as insurance companies, as well as the government. And actually, that got piqued my interest. Started to learn and educate myself in a large level ways, and it led me to work with a couple of insurance companies till I found out a way to be able to align with a multiple of them. And so, I've been working as a wealth strategist, sharing, talking about how you can incorporate different ideas and not always shared, information that's passed down for years, but not always passed down to people that look like me. And Yeah, and I love it. It's exciting. It's always something new that's going on. And so, yeah, so I'm here today to share a little bit of value here on Wings of Wisdom.
Wow, I so appreciate you. Wings of Wisdom is built on biblical principles. And in my favorite book, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, in the second chapter of Timothy, the second verse, it's in second chapter, the 15th verse, it says, study to show thyself approved
Mm.
unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And I can tell you've been studying. You've been studying health and wealth. So that's the topic of the day. So for those individuals who want to start building a legacy, what are
Mhm.
some foundational steps that they should consider taking to ensure sustainability
That's
over
a
time?
That's a great question. I think a lot of times there's a lot of information that's out there, and it can be difficult to try to understand which is not only the right information to be listening to, right? Because you have a lot of untruth out there, as well as also discern what individually works for you. And I think there's a parable in that itself, just finding discernment in the words, but between what is information shared and what is information that applies to yourself. So biggest thing I would say is try to see from outside the box. Take your perspective out of it, of what you already understand about how you think about money, about how you about what was told to you, and just look at it from a bird's eye view, looking down. Hey, I'm just coming here to be a student and listen and engage to see if this could be something that could work for me, right? And always have counsel, whether somebody that's done it in the past. You can have someone that's already at a level that you want to achieve. Ask them how they've done it, right? Because that passing down of information is how wealth is usually generated. We talk about information being passed down, and it's important. So, looking to those people who have done it, get a mentorship, and then I would also say, uh, it's a consistent journey. Just start now. I think there's no better time than now, as well as one of my mentors always likes to say. He says your money now is more valuable than your money later. So start now.
Start now. Yeah, you said some key nuggets there. Understanding, and the scripture says, "In all you're getting, get understanding," because that's where the wisdom comes in.
Mm,
And also wise counsel, someone who actually paved the way already.
yes.
And if they paved the way already, that's the fruit of their labor. And
Yes.
if you can see the fruit, then you can eat the fruit. So that's a good thing. So can you tell us how your background in both finance and healthcare shapes your approach, wealth and health, and planning for your clients?
Ooh, that's a great question. Mm, I think it's one I'm still definitely figuring out as well, or they even are figuring about me, because a lot of times insurance does have a dissonance when you talk about, or even talk about finances. A lot of times people just feel that, oh, because it's commission related, or you got to generate sale, that you're not really looking out for the person. You're just trying to provide what you have to make money, right? To make money off what is there. But I see it in a different way. Having that health background, having a mindset to always help people, it's it's not the same. It's my plan has always been, hey, what can I bring of value, even if you feel like you don't feel like it's worthy, or it's needed for what you currently have, and you could say, just in comparison towards like a doctor or a health professional, a lot of times people don't want to follow what the doctor or what the health professional asks them to do. They either they're they know what they should do, but they're like, give me an alternative, give me a faster approach to be able to get that, or to be able to have, to be able to complete that. So sometimes, let's say, for instance, it's medication, or let's say it's just an instant form of relief from the prevailing issue, where I look at it as, hey, I want to look down and see, hey, what do you need to structure that's going to provide you long-term benefit for the rest of your life. It might not feel like you're going to, I guess, benefit from it now, but you can, but it's just the viewpoint that it's designed for your future lifetime or for your children, but it's those same things that provides you peace of mind, that provides you risk management to be able, because I mean at the end of the day, when you're looking into this space, when you're looking into finance, you want to feel like you're at peace, right, with the decisions that you're making. So I would say that's what I care about, and I was willing to work in an environment that would provide that and assist that. So that's yeah, I would say that's the biggest comparison of the health and financial business for me.
Yes. Wow, there's a lot of golden nuggets you dropped there. I know you brought up risk management. I had a question for that. What are some common risks that
Mm.
individuals, family, and business owners should be aware of?
I like that question. Ooh, there's plenty potential risks. You have market risk, taxes, death, outliving your money. I said market already. You have inflation. You got there. The list goes on. You have a lot of different ones. Disability. Those are just a lot of levels of different risks that you are subject to just in life in general. Like, let's toss finance even out there and just talking about life. In life, those are risks that you're subjected to on a daily basis. And even when you don't think about it, they're there. And so um, now I ask you, okay, what have you put in place to do its best to manage all those potential risks? It might not be the perfect thing, the perfect structure to provide all those things in assistance, but what is the way to get the closest we can, the closest humanly possible we can, to make it sure those things are managed in a successful way, right? That you're not, whether you're not, you could say paycheck to paycheck from a financial space. You could say, hey, when it's time for me to retire, are my health bills going to be taken care of? Is my family going to be looked after? Hey, as a rising taxes, is it going to put a dent in me being able to support my children at need be? Or am I going to have to downsize? Am I going to have to limit how many kids I have, because I don't have the freedom with those children? Like, just a lot of those decisions are now being channeled based off, like, you have to reorient based off of it, right? And that's that freedom that we talk about. I think financial freedom does in essence and capitulate so much of our ability to be able to enjoy a lot of those daily, or just those decisions that we would want to be able to make freely. So what are some avenues? And those are a list of the potential risks. There's a lot more, but those are definitely the large ones that we know about, that we think of. So, mm.
Yeah, and staying on risk for just one more moment, how does that risk management factor into wealth preservation?
Yes, okay. So, risk management factors, and the first and foremost is, where are you parking your money? Where are you putting your money, to where not only does it provide us safety if something did happen to you, not only does it provide a cushion, it might not keep up with inflation, but does it grow, right? We talk about planting seeds. You want seeds to grow, you want your money to grow, right? Wherever it's sitting in, you want it to be a planted seed. God provided a lot for us. He allowed us to be farmers, to be able to go out and plant seeds, just like we plant, you know, children, or we're planting our dreams, or we're planting. You have to sow into it. So same thing with the way we think about money, the same difference. You have to plant it and let it sow, and put it in a place so even when you're sitting back, it's doing something, even though it doesn't have to be significantly large, but what else is it doing for you, right? Because then now we talk about risk. We spoke about the fact that as that money grows, long term money, well, this is my design, and this is not my design, but just a theory that I speak into is called the modern portfolio theory. And modern portfolio theory is a belief that long term money has more value, right? Putting it into long-term growing assets is going to always make more than a short term, than that short-term setup, whether it's passive or active, So now that opens up into the conversation. We talk a lot about you know, passive income streams. And people love to see residual money. Hey, let my money be sitting somewhere and it's yielding benefit, and and even in stocks, you talk about dollar cost averaging. But just to keep on topic, risk is really the focus of being able to watch something consistently grow as you're planting it. And having your health being managed, having a structure where you can pull out money in the event something happens to you for unexpected outcomes, emergencies, um, and also having a place where, hey, if you did want to invest your money into a business or real estate or into the stock market or wherever you had a choice in, right? At the end of the day, as it's sitting there, right, you would actually be able to access it. And then if something did happen to it, you would be in control when you paid it back, right? And I could go a little deeper about the particular products, but that freedom of being able to be in control helps you mitigate some of that risk. You could potentially, by using your money or strictly from your income, let's say you're pulling from your income, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to go into this venture, and hey, I'm going to shoot for the best, right? And hope it works. But if that income, imagine, because you generated that income but you didn't put it and park it in something that was growing, now it's gone, right? It wasn't planted. You grabbed it, you had the seed, and you gave the seed out before you put it into something that was actually going to help it grow, and then you turn around and then gave it. So that's just a little description, just a analogy to share how risk actually is a huge component towards what we do.
Yes, I have one of my coaches chiming in, Ms. Jacelyn Blankenship. She says having a plan to mitigate your risks, market, taxes, death, outliving your money, inflation, disability, and finances are all great reminders.
Yeah.
So thank you for your intellect. And actually, there's a couple of them leaning in. I got long-term money plans are definitely important, Miss Erlene Hennett. And once again, long term investments are more valuable than short term money to be able to cover all these areas of risk mentioned by your guests. So they're thanking you and giving you shout outs here on Wings of Wisdom. But
Thank you.
beyond your professional pursuit, you're
Mhm.
the co founder of Onwukwe, right? You're
Say
the
again?
co-founder of your foundation.
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah, so give
Yes,
us a
I
little
am.
bit about your foundation, a little more information
Yeah.
about that.
So my family, actually, it started with my father. He, as a medical doctor, he's always been a big steward on giving back. Um, and he cares a lot outside of America. He has a strong love for not only his tribe, the Igbo tribe, but as well as the people that don't have access to anything, like any just any provisions that we normally have, right? Such as water, such as just consistency amount of medical health care, place to be able to go, to be able to look after for themselves, in a place. A lot of times in those villages, if someone gets sick, they have to fly to a city or take a long drive just to be able to get acute care, and a lot of times it's too late. So what he does is he actually started this Onwukwe Foundation for medications, for supplies, medical supplies to be sent home. And ever since I was 8, 9 years old, we used to go to this big warehouse where we would go and we would grab all the decommissioned medical supplies, equipment, and we would send it to Nigeria. And we would send it back home, and then we would try to provide uh, just something. And the difficulty always was, even though we were sending those supplies back, was the training that became involved. So a lot of the money that's being given is going back towards helping train, the professionals, health professionals that are there. Um, yeah, and it's been amazing since I've gotten to be a part of it. We've actually now owned an ambulance that we've been going around carrying the supplies around to the local towns and communities there, as well as we're actually I'm unsure if it's completely built yet, but we assisted building one of the hospitals that was back home. I have to get back on my father with that, but it's now almost been a couple months since it should be almost having its launch day. So it's been quite nice. It's been an amazing journey, just going back from me myself 7 or 8 years old to now. So happy to be a part of it.
Wow, wow, wow. Wings of Wisdom listening audience and Virginia's virtual viewers. We have an expert here in the wealth area, in the health area, golden nuggets being dropped. So if you need his expertise, I have Juanita Johnson saying congratulations on all of your endeavors. If you need his
Mhm.
expertise, how can they reach you? Any specific information you want to give to the listening audience if they wanted to reach out to you for a
Oh
little
yeah,
more information?
yeah. So you can actually go on LinkedIn to the Onwukwe Foundation to learn a little bit more, as well as whatever you give goes to the supplies that are being sent back home, as well as the training of those professionals back home, as well as you can find me personally on my Instagram, Kyle Onwukwe, as well as Facebook, same name, as well as LinkedIn, same name. I try to keep it simple. And so that's where I share a lot. I'm still building that up, as social media is a new place that I'm chasing after and channeling. So we'll see, but there'll definitely be a lot of content where I'll share more in deep detail about this and about what I do. So
Great. So, if you could give, the viewing audience, the listening audience, one key principle to guide them on their financial journey towards a healthier, more fulfilling life, what would that key principle be?
oh, that's a good question. I would say uh, mm, I'd definitely say mentorship is very powerful, um and have an open ear. I would say as well, have an open ear for knowledge that, a lot of times I think knowledge comes from very unexpected places, a lot of the time. So uh in my understanding, I think what you bring to the table can make you successful at any business. It's just how you frame it, um, and how you put yourself into, in the mindset. I think that's more than one thing, so I'll stop there. but but
No,
definitely,
that's good.
yeah.
That's good. I had a coach, she always would say mindset, strategies, and execution. That's the key. But being open to mentorship is really have been extremely valuable in my life.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, mentorship is really the key because they paved the way. They have the knowledge, they have the tools, the resources, the keys. So if you
Mhm.
can be open to receive that, That's amazing. So I'm gonna throw one more out there. Intergenerational wealth being is complex. So what are some key considerations that creating a legacy plan that spans beyond generations?
Mm. What it does expands beyond generations.
Yes.
Oh, it does. That's it's the aim is multi-generational, right? Because there's such thing as being, excuse me, there's such thing as being rich, and there's such thing as being wealthy, right? And as I'm sure you've heard, this being rich is just living within that plane, the same plane, but it's wealth is just is truly knowledge. When you listen to a lot of people who have done it, millionaires or people that have gotten success in their business, that now it's taken off to a point where they're financially free, they'll always say, hey, if you had $0 right now, you lost everything, would you do it the same way, and would you be just as successful? And they're like, yes. Like, they know exactly what they would do, and matter of fact, they would even do it better. And that's wealth. That's wealth, when you can truly have peace of mind even in the point of a deficit, to know that you'll know exactly what to do to make it so that you are successful again, and then you can pass that information to your kids. That's powerful, and that's wealth. That's huge. So,
Mhm. Yes,
mhm.
it goes beyond the knowledge. It goes beyond, what you know. It's
Mhm.
actually what you can actually grow.
Yes.
It's what you can grow, because one plant, one water, and then God gives the increase.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I'm grateful for you today coming on, sharing your knowledge with Wings of Wisdom, and know that you have an open invitation with the wealth and the health knowledge that you have. If you have any last words you want to give to the audience, they'll be listening. They'll have an open mind to receive what you can plant for them.
Well, thank you so much for being in attendance and for listening. Uh, to whatever value I brought you, thank you for Virginia, for her spirit and her kindness. Bringing me on here as well. And yeah, I hope all of you have a great week. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, if this was impactful for you, now is the time to share on your electronic toys. And we'll see you back here on next week on Wings of Wisdom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.